This is the Cupra Leon. It's a sporty version of the Seat Leon with a range of engines similar to those you'll find in fast Volkswagen Golfs, and a bronze badge you'll probably find yourself constantly explaining to your friends. When it's as hot as it is today, it's hard not to think about ice cream. So we'll look at the Cupra Leon in those terms. Your Seat Leon is your shop-bought vanilla ice cream. Meanwhile, the Cupra Leon is your super-duper fancy ice cream. But there's more. With the fancy Cupra ice cream, you can add extra toppings in the form of several different engine options. A 245 horsepower turbo petrol, a 300 horsepower turbo petrol, and a 245 horsepower plug-in hybrid. There's even a 310 horsepower estate version, but you can't get every engine with every trim level, so it's worth doing your research before you make a decision. The one we have here is the mid-spec VZ2 with the 245 horsepower version of the 2-litre turbo petrol engine. Basically exactly the same engine as you get in a Golf GTI. The Golf comparisons continue with the boot. There's 380 litres of space, which is the same as a Golf, although the shape is a little more usable. One downside though is this high load lip, although with the hybrid version with the batteries underneath the boot floor and therefore a shallower boot, this is less noticeable. There's also a useful ski hatch for sliding long loads through the passenger compartment, as well as a 60/40 split folding rear seat backs. While it matches the Golf GTI for boot space, it very much outshines it when it comes to rear seat space. And that's because this car's actually longer than a Golf GTI, and most of that space is here, which translates into lots of legroom. As a result, there's loads of headroom and legroom back here, even if you're tall and even if the people in the front seats push their chairs all the way back. Talking of front seats, these are pretty excellent. They are comfortable, supportive and adjustable. And for the driver, the steering wheel and pedals line up perfectly. The one flaw in the driving position as far as we can see is that the steering wheel mounted gear shift paddles are a bit of an unnatural stretch. It's quite annoying, especially as you can't change gears via a selector lever. And there's no full manual version, full stop. The rest of the interior is pretty impressive too, especially if you look at this sports steering wheel with its perforated leather. It's getting on for BMW quality, and overall the interior is marginally better than sister brand Volkswagen's current interiors. Now, there's also a number of bronzy copper accents, and they are a signature Cupra thing, and they really help to make it stand apart. Sadly, the Cupra Leon has fallen victim to the curse of the dreaded touchscreen, with almost all controls coming through it. Actually, there are worse setups. Volkswagen Golf, we're looking at you, and it does take a while to boot up, which can be frustrating. And the volume and climate controls, which are unlit plastic touchpads, are equally annoying. Fortunately, Cupra has avoided the touch-sensitive pads that you find on many Volkswagens on the steering wheel. And although that results in a forest of buttons, at least you're not going to knock something by accident. Of course, part of the reason there are lots of buttons is because there is lots of standard equipment. Even basic VZ1 models get 3-zone climate control, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, front and rear parking sensors, a rear view camera and a heated steering wheel. Upgrade to the VZ2 model and you get bigger alloys and adaptive suspension so that you can set your car up to really suit your mood. And this particular car comes with the safety and driving pack, which has high beam assist and adaptive cruise control. And then if you go for a top spec car, you get full leather, electrically adjustable seats and more. But this is a hot hatch, so you'll be itching to know what it's actually like to drive, right? So let's find out. With 245 horsepower available, performance is pretty punchy, with a 0 to 60 time of 6.4 seconds and plenty of punch from virtually any speed in any gear. It's best to select sport mode, and you can do this on the gear selector, like so, and going into the driver profiles. That way the gearbox is more snappy in its responses. It's very smooth left in its regular D mode, but it doesn't always respond that quickly to your accelerator inputs. Talking of driver profiles, this VZ2 spec car allows you to adjust the suspension. So on a road like this, which is a twisty, smooth country road, you might want to select Cupra mode, which is sportier, firms everything up and makes the car a bit more responsive. That does make the ride more than a little jittery, however, so if you want a more composed, soothing, relaxing car, you can dial the suspension back to a softer comfort mode. Then the Cupra Leon turns into a rather comfortable car, the sort you could quite easily do long journeys in without tiring. But as well as a strength, that's part of the Cupra Leon's weakness too. Just like the Golf GTI, it seems a little too ready to put its sensible shoes on. And that's not what a hot hatch is all about. A hot hatch is raring to go, a bit wild, a bit zany, a bit of a hooligan streak about it. The Cupra Leon though, it just isn't quite there. Still, if you drive it carefully, you could see up to 37 miles per gallon, while if you're a bit more enthusiastic, you could drop that to under 30 miles per gallon. Of course, in certain circumstances, the part electric plug-in hybrid version is going to be much more efficient. The verdict's in then. If you want a fast hatchback that's smarter looking, roomier and better than a Golf GTI, then step this way. But if you want some real hot hatch driving thrills, then a Ford Focus ST or a Hyundai i30N are better still. Overall then, the Cupra is a very pleasant car, but just not quite as much fun as we'd like a hot hatch to be. But what do you think? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you're considering buying a Cupra Leon, or indeed any car, head to cargurus.co.uk to find loads of great deals from top-rated dealers.